Masquera Mare Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel, Zim Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana kariki kutanka kukuya panino channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Kana chukua garoga subscribe, but don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasi Mare Zimbabwe takigira nyaya kamboburitswa na Julius Malema nyaya itaidzoka mshirime kungi. A lot of people vari kucomplaina kuti why is it that SADC haisi kupindira nekusungwa kuitwa ma-activists mu Zimbabwe. Ndofunga pane ma-activists akasungwa mazuva apfuura, ma-CIO ari kutumira kudzimba dzema-opposition leaders vachinosungwa vachipiwa mhosva yekuti they are planning to protest mure Zimbabwe. Tonga polisi yakabudawo zvakare ichipa warning to whoever achapinda mustreet achida kudemonstrate. So these stories dzari concerns from Zimbabweans vachitaura ivo vachiti why is it that SADC yakanyarara zvinhu zvose zvichiitika izvi zvichinzi SADC inotaura iyo kuti its aim ndeyekumaintaina democracy the Southern African Development Community hanzi but mamiriro azvakaita muZimbabwe mukuda kuhostwa the SADC summit, it seems as if hamusi kurespectwa democracy. So pane an audio yatakuigirai yaMalema paakabuda achitaura achiti SADC is useless. Hanzi havafi vakaudzana chokwadi mure Zimbabwe, and they know each other. Takapa example shootings akaitika muZimbabwe zvichinzi those shootings akaitika but hapana any SADC leader akataura about this issue, and even SADC yacho haina kupindira shootings akaitwa muZimbabwe, crimes ari kuitika muZimbabwe, and no one can point Mnangagwa achimubvunza kuti chii chiri kuitika. Tori muonzo audio imwe madzi zvamufunga pamusoro penyaya yemu-comment section kuti Malema ari kutaura chokwadi here pamusoro penyaya iyi kana kuti
others. We have a problem here in Zimbabwe. These members of SADC don't call the government of Zimbabwe to order because it's a group of brothers. That government is violating people there. It has just passed a law of gatherings and speeches and all of that. If they don't like you, you're having a political rally, they just send soldiers, they shoot at you and all of. No one in SADC has raised his voice to say, but what is this? So we cannot have these regional bodies and the continental body, including Pan-African Parliament, by the way, which are not biting on countries that are engaged in wrong activities. What is wrong with President Ramaphosa calling President Mnangagwa to order? It will be coming from a good place. They are all brothers, they are all Africans, they all speak, we assume, for the interest of Africans. So we can't have a situation where we've got regional bodies, continental bodies that become a meeting of elite without concrete solutions to the problems confronting the people of Africa. We have a problem in Mozambique. The problem is solved by sending soldiers. Where have you ever seen soldiers solving a problem? Soldiers don't solve a problem. The leadership must meet and discuss and come up with a binding decision. That's why we say we need one legislature, one military, one currency, one president, so that we know when we go into Mozambique, it's not an interference, it's us providing a solution to our own problems. So we are not happy with how these things are structured. Look, economic integration, trading partnership.
Ndofunga Inzwai Malema achitaura pamusoro penyaya iyi zvakare. Pane vaziMumba vakataura ivo vachitaura pamusoro pema-elections akaitwa muno muZimbabwe. Pane vaziMumba vaitungamirira the SADC election observer mission vakabuda vachitaura ivo vachiti ma-presidents emuSADC havana zvivindi zvekuudzana pari kukanganiswa nemumwe. Inzanzi they know kuti ivo they are not perfect, vanenge vachitya kunongedzerana. Akapa example ma-elections akaitwa muno muZimbabwe muna August 2023 achitaura iye achiti they were not credible, but no one is talking about them. But Zimbabwe unofunga vane vaziMumba ndovega vakataura vakakwanisa kupa a report yanga iri fair and neutral about my elections. Yaya, ever since my elections, aitwa muno msadaka pasati mabubuda report yakadaro muri Zimbabwe singade kuwesta nguva yanyu turati mumonzo vanevasi Mumba Zvavataura pamusoro peSADC muri Zimbabwe vachitaura vachiti maSADC leaders havakwanise kuhandla ma-issues edemocracy muri Zimbabwe anza vakwanisa kukorekitana pavanenge vachitadza mumwe muri Zimbabwe toti mungonzwa mwambadza zvamunofunga pamusoro penyaya iyi mucomment section.
Proudly say that. However, we do have challenges like any other organization does. I think what could slow down the successes of SADC would be what we call the African spirit of being afraid to talk to each other honestly about things that we don't see are going right. For instance, when one of the SADC countries is struggling in keeping the democratic tenets and ensuring that there is the rule of law in those countries, and also there's equity in the management of the elections. The presidents in the region have been finding it extremely difficult to confront one another, sometimes, over the things that are happening in their countries.
I agree.
Yeah, because, there are many reasons given for that. One of them is that, well, some of the presidents feel if I'm hard on my colleaague, and I'm found in a similar situation tomorrow, they'll be hard on me.
Okay.
So these are comrades that, they call each other brothers. If you notice, the president. So they're a family, and they will confront each other, I know, over very, very serious issues.
Okay.
But I wish they could go a little bit further to sort of make a decision that when they're dealing with issues that are really life and death, they don't compromise.
Sure.
But if it's a small issue, they can laugh over coffee and find a way to deal with it. SADC faces a challenge. The challenge is to find if there's a rogue nation amongst the states in the SADC and the colleagues fail to point out those issues, I think that we risk losing the respect that SADC has had.
So,
and I think we are now teetering at that issue. We had a challenge in Zimbabwe not too long ago. And so what came out of that election and the way it was interpreted and the conflict it brought amongst other SADC nations gives us the indication that the problem in Zimbabwe is not a now problem. Because even when there was the former president, Robert Mugabe, he goes as one of my greatest heroes in terms of what he believed in, that, Zimbabwe belonged to Zimbabweans, their land belonged to them, and the process on how he was trying to get the land may be a little bit unorthodox, but I agreed with his principle that Zimbabwe belongs to Zimbabweans. But there were certain things that were being done during his time that other presidents were afraid to talk to him about. He was a big brother there. He was the oldest. So how do you go in Africa to an old man in authority, an old king, and tell him, sir, your dress, your gown there has got a hole at the back? It's very difficult. But I think that as we move forward, SADC has recognized its mistakes, some of the things that we have not done right. I can only hope and pray that as we move forward, SADC could become the most vibrant, the most effective, bloc on the continent of Africa. And I hope we can achieve that. So I'm still confident that the day is coming when we're going to be honest with each other and point out the wrongs that the others are doing in order to improve the overall image of the SADC and of our region.